Well, here's what I'll say about it. I think that this could be something. You think this could make it in the best of 2024?
I think the flavor profile might put it to top 10.
Oh, wow.
Because a lot of us like sweet stuff.
And welcome everyone to episode 174 of The Mashup, the shortest bourbon conversation you're going to hear all week long. We are your hosts, Stephen, Kenny, and Anthony.
What's up?
What's up, dude?
What's up? I loved your intro.
I almost couldn't get through that. I mean,
I like that.
Yeah, Steven stonewalled us there. He's like, I'll be there. Then he's like, nope, I won't be there. And I'm like, I don't know where he's at now. So I had to ready the vocal cords and get us going for this short.
I think he's watching TV.
He might be. He just
I had him pretty occupied last night.
He's decided to watch TV instead of recording this short with us. But I'm glad to be back with you, my man, for this Tuesday quick bottle review episode. We have two bottles that are sure to be delightful for our listeners.
I am excited because I want to hate on one, but I really don't want to hate on it. But I kind of do and don't. We'll see how it goes.
Right.
But the other one, even though we're not really blinding these against each other, we're just going to drink them. I'm thinking this other one might just kick some butt. We'll see.
Right, we'll see here. And these are two brand new bottles. I'll go through the specs here in a second, but I'll just give a quick intro of what they are. One is Old Stubborn batch number 2, which is brought to us by Rising Tide Spirits. This is a 2024 release. Actually, I'm going to specs. Screw it. The proof on this one is 123.8. The AVB is 61.9. This is a marriage of 10, 11, and 12-year-old whiskeys. The mash bill is undisclosed, but we know it's pot still distillate from West Virginia.
That is true.
That is true. And the MSRP on this is $250, and it sold out immediately. The first one took a little while to sell out. This one, I think, went quicker. And, hey, we did not have nice things to say about batch 1.
We did not. But I have been told by a few different people that this is a lot better.
Okay.
I mean, it's not hard to be better than the first one, but we'll just say that. But it's weird. I mean, it's bourbon instead of wheat.
That's true.
So it's a bourbon instead of a wheater.
Batch 1 was pot still wheated whiskeys, and that was up to 15 years old, I think the first one was, or was it still 10, 11, 12? I can't remember.
Yeah, just, damp sponge from your,
sitting
in your toilet for a while.
It was moldy. It tasted moldy.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't be so mean.
No, and we, if anybody out there is wondering, that you got to go back to the best of 2023 episode that we did. That's also where we tasted Old Stubborn batch number 1, and tonight we were tasting batch 2. So you want to hit this one and then we'll go into the other bottle, or do you want to present the other one?
I'll just hit this one's fine, but I will say, because as much crap as I've talked about it, and I'm not just trying to be rude, I get made fun of in our tighter closer groups,
right? Because
I really gave it its ultimate due. Because I tried it fresh crack, and then supposedly they said it tastes a lot better when it opens up. So I tried it again at 2 weeks later.
Yeah,
then I tried it at 21 days later. I tried it 45 days later. So I really, really, really did try to give it its due.
There was a guy in the one group that I won't mention that kept saying, every time anybody mentioned it, he'd say, "Hey, Kenny, how's Old Stubborn now? What day are we on? And what does it taste like?"
Hey, that's what I'm saying. I get made fun of that.
You would say, day 162, still tastes bad.
Because I really did try to give it its due.
That's true.
All right, so you ready to go in on this, bro?
Yeah, sure. Let's just go in on it. And the bottle looks a lot like the first one. It's very beautiful.
So that's the thing.
Still like the beautiful decanter, very classic looking with the gold accents.
The first one was like purplish.
Yes.
This one's gold instead.
And it's beautiful.
But a beautiful bottle. The cork still sucks. When you pull the cork out, you get small little remnants of cork left around the rim.
Yeah, what's that about?
So the cork is still not a very well-built cork.
Yikes. Anyway.
Beautiful bottle, though.
Premium glass.
Beautiful presentation.
All right.
Getting much on the nose?
I'm going to pop it, too. It didn't immediately come out.
I had to pop it just now.
And it's what's interesting is I'm kind of getting the oak. I'm smelling a lot of oak, and
I'm getting a lot of ethanol, man.
And yeah, there's quite a bit of alcohol coming out of the glass as well. But the oak is really dominating. Oak and alcohol. There you go. Oak alcohol nose.
Little leather tobacco along with that oak.
Right. It's faint.
But the ethanol is so strong for me,
Right.
it's hard for me anything else.
The tobacco is like a sweet tobacco, almost like a. I like to
a
use
pipe?
this. No. Have you ever had the pleasure of Skull Straights there?
Don't know if I did.
So I
Might
used
have.
used to dip the tobacco back in the day, and I did go through a phase where I like Skull Straight, and Skull Straight has like a classic tobacco-y flavor, but it's
Yeah.
like sweet. It almost has
Okay.
like a sweet, like you could, and that's kind of what that reminds me of. I actually got that note on a George T. Stagg one time, so maybe we're off to a good start here.
Yeah, that's good. I'm gonna see.
Ooh.
I'm gonna give it a whirl here.
Say, so
There's a lot going on.
a lot going on. Maybe 123 point. What was it? 123.6
Yeah,
to open the night is a little bit hot for me.
123.8.
123.8. There you go. A little hot for me, but I'm gonna go in for another sip here. I really got my palate got blown up by that. I didn't get a lot of flavor. I got a lot of hot.
You didn't have a starter pour?
I did not.
I started with 1910.
You did.
You know that.
See, look at you. No, I wanted to give this its full attention. I don't
Okay.
want to taste anything before having this because I feel that we were a little harsh on that first one, but I
Yeah.
thought we should have been. So
Here's the thing, man. Pot stilling does, I guess, create a lot of flavor, and that's why I guess usually a lot of your Irish or Scotch, your Japanese,
Right.
they use used barrel. They want the flavor of the pot still to like stand out on its own a lot.
okay,
Whereas with our bourbon, we get a lot of our flavor from the barrel itself.
right,
So my guess is this is pot. Well, it is pot still, but my guess is it's also in new barrels.
okay,
So now you've got the potential flavors of new barrels, which varies huge.
right,
That's why you can take you take any brand you want. Let's just choose Heaven Hill.
yep,
You go to Heaven Hill and you have an Elijah Craig barrel proof, and you've got 5 barrels sitting there all in a row.
right,
All 5 taste different. Mm-hmm. But it's the same mash.
right,
It tastes different because of the wood.
right.
So now you got pot still that's incorporated a lot of just flavor from the mash itself and the variables of the barrel. That's why this is, I don't know, man.
Well, this is it's a dark flavor, and I'm getting like a dark chocolate flavor, and so I'm not a dark chocolate aficionado, but dark chocolate tends to have a little bit of like bitterness to it, and a little bit of that's coming through. So it's chocolatey, it's spicy. Mouth feels okay. It is oily, but it's not. I don't know. I feel like the flavors are running together a little bit.
There's a lot going on.
A lot going on.
Not balanced at all.
Yeah, kind of hard to, and it's almost severe.
Way better, in my opinion, though, than batch 1 Weeder.
Oh,
Like,
1,000%.
way better. Like,
1,000%.
way better.
Yep. Yeah.
Like on that batch 1 Weeder, I was such a pass. Like I wouldn't even give you $50 for it, $80
Right.
for it. But this one's
Moldy
actually
dirt.
a lot better, man.
Yeah.
It's
No,
way
it,
better.
It tastes better. Like I said, predominant flavors for me are dark chocolate, spice, maybe even bordering like on a little bit of like a darker fruit, like a fig maybe or something like that. But it's definitely more drinkable. I still don't like the way it kind of takes me on a straight arrow ride, and the finish is just kind of the same throughout.
It punches you all at
Punches
once and
you,
just
yeah.
holds
Holds.
the same
Yeah.
with the same punch. But hey, I think it's way better than the first batch.
Right. Do you want to move on to the second bottle before we render, or do you want to pass try by on this?
I'm good either way.
Okay.
Sorry for the long pause.
We're going to roll with it here.
We're gonna go to the next one.
So let's go to the next one here. So the next one that we have is actually something that most of our listening audience probably should have seen at some point in time. This is actually Maker's 46 Cask Strength. And the one that we have today from the Maker's Mark Distillery is actually batch 2401, which is a 2024 version of this. They put out one version a year. The ABV on this one is 55.3. Proof is 110.6. It's non-age dated. Should be at least 4 years old. The mash bill is 70% corn, 16% soft red winter wheat.
Never heard that before.
Whoever heard that, right? 14% malted barley. The finish is 10 seared French oak staves, which are the number 46 staves for the Independent Staves Company. And they're fit into a whiskey barrel after it's been emptied. Then they refill it with the regular makers and put it in their limestone cellar for 2 to 4 months to finish it up. The MSRP is $70. And yeah, this one has been a release that has been part of makers for quite a while now, but not a regular release until the last 3 or 4 years, I think.
These were $49.99 at the distillery.
What?
I think the MSRP's dropped. I wonder if the MSRP you got was, where'd you grab that from?
No, actually, last year's MSRP was supposed to be 65.
Okay.
And I thought that people said retail is supposed to be 70. So is it possible you just caught at the distillery like a special flash sale? Because I noticed this bottle looks different again, too.
So,
they've changed this bottle so much in 4 years.
All of the people, all the people there made fun of me. When I say all the people, that would be Alves, Jordan, and my wife.
Oh. Who cares if those losers make fun of you? Especially Jordan. Come on, man.
Because I've never, he made me close down the Facebook account for him I created.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he was getting.
Why wouldn't he appreciate that?
Because he was getting so many calls from people.
Really?
That like saw him on there.
Yep. And
they were like, "Man, I sent you a friend request. Why aren't you approving it?" Because they like friends. He's like, "It's not really my account," and they thought he was lying to them. He just didn't want to approve them. So like, I had to shut the whole account down.
That's funny, man.
So, but they made fun of me because I have never tasted this.
Really?
I feel like a moron.
Okay.
I feel like an idiot.
Well, that's
absolute idiot.
First time you only felt like that?
First time in a few days. I feel like that a lot, actually.
I'm just kidding.
But I never tasted it.
Yeah.
Once I tasted it, guess we bought a case while he was there.
Did you?
That's why they made fun of me. I bought a whole case.
You bought a case.
I walked back out with a case. They're like, "What are you?" I'm like, "Hey, man, this is freaking delicious."
This is my first time trying it. I don't remember the last one I had, but
they only make it once a year.
They make it once a year.
Yep.
And I think the last time I had this was probably, it's got to be at least a couple of years. You went right into tasting. It's got a nice nose.
Because I had this last week, dude. His nose is delicious. The taste is delicious.
Wow, that slaps.
This is stupid, dude.
That's a caramel bomb.
Dude, This is nuts.
Caramel cherry?
I mean, dude.
What's not to like about that?
That's why I bought a case.
Baking spices? Ooh, those are nice baking spices.
It is, yes.
Yeah.
It's all that.
Vanilla?
Yeah.
Yeah, vanilla,
caramel, a little baking spice.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, cherry. Let me try the cherry again. Let me try some cherry.
A little bit of cherry. Let's see if you get it too or not.
Yeah, I can see that.
Wow, that's pleasant, man.
Bro. So what we're going to do, not tonight because this is a short episode.
Right.
It might not even do it on air, but I'm going to take some Weller Full Proofs.
Okay.
And blind you all with them sometime. I think it's going to crush for $50. I think it's going to crush those Weller Full Proofs.
You think so?
I think so.
Well, here's what I'll say about it. I think that this could be something. You think this could make it in the best of 2024?
I think the flavor profile might put it to top 10.
Oh, wow.
Because a lot of us like sweet stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it is sweet, and as I was saying a second ago, this bottle is pretty attainable. Like, it will be in markets, and they'll say it's a limited release, because it is a limited release, but I got to imagine they make a really good amount of this, and so you should be able to find this in your market, unlike Old Baldy, Old Stubborn. I went back in time there for a second. Yeah, Old Stubborn's long gone. You got to buy it in secondary, but this...
Now, there's also a bottle change, too. They went from that taller curved bottle, like the FAO2 style bottle, to this one.
Right.
Now you're all right. So, yeah, $75 is what most of the online places are for this.
Right.
I need to look at my receipt, but I'm like 99% sure that I'm 99% sure I got this for $49.99.
Oh, nice.
Like I'm almost positive.
Very good.
Like I offered up in the groups too. I'm like, hey, I'm down here. Do y'all want this? And most people passed, man.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, y'all's lost, not mine.
Well, if you look at the side of the bottle, which I didn't before we started recording this, it actually says Cask Strength delivers layers of caramel, almond, fig, and chocolate that reach the palate in waves. Yeah. So that's interesting. So some of the same tasting notes that we just got were on the side of the bottle here, which is good.
Wowza. So, Anthony.
Yes, sir.
Old Stubborn Batch 2. Pass try or buy.
Okay. Well, roundly better than the first Old Stubborn that we tried.
Yes.
I am still, unfortunately, not going to pay $250 for this bottle. I think there's a lot of potential there. I would like to see what happens to Mr. Bly when he gets out of using West Virginia pot still distillate. So whenever these barrels are gone, I think I'll feel a little bit better about everything than I do right now at this moment.
Yep. I honestly poured one more little sip.
You're just trying to be as good as you can.
Trying to be as nice and fair as I can.
Trying so hard.
It still has that kind of like wet dog, that really kind of weird funk to it as well.
Want to pet that dog?
Pet that dog.
No, sir.
All right. So if this was 150,
Right.
not 250,
Right.
I would be a try.
Okay. That's fair.
So it would not be a buy at 150. I would be a try at 150.
Right.
Since it is 250, I'm a pass as well.
Okay. That was easy. See you later, old stubborn. Thanks for playing again, sir.
Yeah, I feel so bad, but it is what it is. Got to be honest.
Oh my God, what a dolt! Such a dolt.
Here we go. Fine Wine and Spirit has this maker's cask at 59.
Okay.
K&L is 69. So
you just got a great deal, is what you're saying.
I guess I did. I'm gonna look at my receipt again.
Dang! What if you ended up paying $60 per bottle and you didn't realize it?
I'm 99% sure it was 49.
Okay.
But so let's just say it is $70.
Right.
I am a solid buy even at 70.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to disagree with you on that. In fact, I think that what people, and I'm saying people, I watched a discussion recently in a local group when people were talking about weeders. And you know how many times Makers was mentioned in that discussion?
None.
0.
Yep.
Not a single time. Nobody talked about their picks. They didn't talk about the special releases, nothing. So I think Makers right now is probably one of the most underappreciated weeded bourbons out there. Yeah. And I think this is a great presentation of what they can do. I feel like this is even better when I tasted it a couple of years back when I tasted a 46. So I think they're just getting better and better at what they do. And I would also be a buy.
Yeah, and I think part of them being underappreciated is a little bit about what we talked about on last week's episode. And it's kind of their own doing. So if anybody is unfamiliar with what I'm saying, listen back to last week's episode. But I think it's a little bit of their own undoing while they're not as popular with our groups. Because a lot of people in our groups are more bourbon nerds.
Right.
We're not just the common.
Right.
So I think it's their own doing. But, they can change it. They can change it. Times, they got all the time in the world. They can change it.
Call up Kenny Mills. He'll tell you what to do to make it better.
Boom.
Boom.
And with that, thanks for listening to this episode. Please like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Mashup KY.
Don't forget to visit our partner, bourbonoutfitter.com. Enter code The Mashup for a special discount.
Also,
head on over to our partner, the Woodwork Collective, at woodworkcollective.shop. Enter code MASHUP for a 15% discount.
Also, let us know your thoughts on this bottle in the comment section. Until next time, keep it new.